when it comes to pacing, you've got two types of pacing that you need to get right for a video. You have macro pacing and micro pacing. Macro meaning big scale, micro meaning small scale. So what does this actually look like within editing? Macro scale, you've got how fast is the story actually moving along. This is what clips do you decide to cut out. For example, for someone who has more of a raw editing style, it might be that even if they're rambling a little bit, you give it more leniency for actually leaving it in. For someone where the story is moving along much quicker, there might be a section that sounds perfect, the line is delivered well, but the video just objectively works without it. Some would argue it makes it better by keeping it in, but for this type of pacing, like they want the story to move along quickly. If it's not new, if it's not interesting, they'll cut it out. So in terms of macro pacing, that's how you're deciding what clips stay in or not.
Okay.
Micro pacing is the amount of pause you put between each and every single clip. So you'll realize between each clip or between like different sentences, there's going to be varying levels of pauses. For example, even as I'm speaking now or you're speaking, you'll realize we have natural pauses.
Yeah.
Micro pacing is how much pause is too much pause before you cut it out. So for example, for some people, if there's a section of like 15 seconds of silence, they're going to cut it out.
Yeah.
They might decide, okay, if anything's longer than like half a second, we're going to cut that. But there's some creators, especially like in the self-improvement space, you'll see this. You get some creators where even if there's a pause for like 6 seconds and they're just staring at the camera.
Yeah, that's good.
They just keep it in.
What about documentary? What would you say like with documentary style? Like how long would you say? To say, for example, if one's talking to the camera, like where does that fall in between? Would you say like approximate seconds whilst talking, maybe?
Yeah, good question. What I've realized for faceless videos, you get a lot tighter micro pacing. The best thing that I recommend to get the pacing right is don't try to guess. Just watch a few videos and pay attention to both the macro and micro pacing. For example, like let's say you have a documentary channel you're working with now. If they have previous videos, do it with theirs. If they don't, do it with competitors. But look through their videos and just ask yourself, like, how tight is the cutting, so the micro pacing, and like how quickly is the story moving along? Like, this is a little bit difficult with understanding the macro pacing because you can't see the raw footage, obviously, on a final video, but you can kind of guess, like, okay, there's like quite a few lines here that the person is leaving in just for extra context, or no, this story is pretty tight. So you can understand that. Realize that most editors know nothing about macro pacing or micro pacing. So even if you notice some filler lines being kept in, you still might take the creative decision to be like, no, when I'm editing, I'm going to be a bit more strict with what's being kept in. But the micro pacing, I would replicate with good videos. So don't try to like reinvent the wheel with micro pacing.
Yeah, all right, thanks. I mean, with this video, I've actually got a script. I'm just doing the cutting, and it's like, would you say I should like kind of go off maybe even the punctuation? I guess, like
you can go off the punctuation. What I always do is I like to ask myself, like, how would I pause if I was actually saying this out loud?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, like, the best pacing is the one that's going to feel most natural. Like, people try to overcomplicate retention. Yes, there's more complicated things you can learn, but at the most basic level, and nothing else matters if you don't get this right, does it sound natural? If you're a freelance video editor and you want to get more clients, I've got something for you. It's a completely free outreach tracker. It's the same one we use with all our coaching students, and it's going to allow you to be able to send more messages to potential clients, get more replies, and also be able to close them at higher rates. So go get that free tracker in the description. After you signed up for it, I'm going to send it straight to your email. I'm going to give you a bit more information on how I personally help video editors. So if you do want to get more help, you can apply there. But whether you get my further help or not, just go and get the free tracker for now, because at least you're going to be able to run this on your own for a while.